If you think you know everything, then you don't. This is just the beginning. This world doesn't care about your exhaustion, your tears, or your pathetic pleas for a break. It only respects power. Real, undeniable power that you forge with your own two hands, dripping with sweat and blood. Remember those days when you were weak, when you were nothing more than prey, waiting to be devoured, when every shadow held a monster, and every step was a gamble with your life. I remember. I remember the fear that clawed at my throat, the helplessness that choked me. That's the starting point for everyone who wants to be more. It's the abyss you must stare into, and then you must climb out, hand over hand, with no safety net, no helping hand. People talk about talent. They talk about destiny. They whisper about gifts bestowed by birth. Bullshit. All of it. Talent is a word for those who are too lazy to put in the work. Destiny is a story people tell themselves to make their failures seem inevitable, to absolve themselves of responsibility. There is no destiny. There is only what you make, what you take, what you earn. This path you're on, it's not for the faint of heart. It's a lonely road, paved with sacrifices you can't even comprehend yet. You'll lose people. You'll push them away. You'll have to make choices that will stain your soul. That's the price of admission. You want to be strong. You want to be able to protect what little you have. Then you have to be willing to pay. Every single day. Look at me. Do you think I woke up like this? Do you think these abilities, this strength, just appeared out of nowhere? It was built, brick by agonizing brick. Every training session pushed past the point of breaking. Every wound that refused to heal properly. Every moment of doubt that I crushed under the weight of sheer will. That's how it's done. You don't wait for an opportunity. You create it. You don't wait for the monster to show itself. You go looking for it. You hunt it. The world will try to break you. It will throw everything it has at you. It will test your limits, your resolve, your sanity. And when you think you can't take another step, when your body screams for mercy, that's when you push harder. That's when you find that extra gear, that reserves of strength you didn't even know you possessed. Because the difference between the strong and the weak isn't about avoiding pain. It's about how you react to it. It's about what you do with it. You think you're special? You think you're the only one suffering? Everyone suffers. Everyone faces their own demons. The difference is that some people crumble. They give up. They let the darkness consume them. And then there are others, like you, like me, who look that darkness in the eye and say, "Not today." Who take that pain and twist it into a weapon. Who use their struggles as fuel. This desire you have, this hunger for something more. Don't let anyone tell you it's wrong. Don't let them tell you to be content, to be satisfied. That's the language of the weak, the language of those who have already surrendered. You have a fire inside you, a burning ambition. Nurture it, feed it, let it consume you. Let it drive you to do things you never thought possible. There will be times when you question everything, when you wonder if it's all worth it, when the loneliness becomes a crushing weight. Those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you have to dig deeper than you ever have before. You have to remind yourself why you started. You have to remember the fear. You have to remember the weakness. And you have to say, never again. This isn't a fairy tale. There are no happy endings for everyone. There are only survivors, There are only those who become strong enough to carve out their own peace, and that peace is earned. It's not given. It's a reward for the relentless grind, for the endless struggle, for the unwavering commitment to becoming more than you were yesterday. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for someone to save you. You are your own savior. You are your own greatest weapon and your own greatest enemy. The only one who can truly hold you back is yourself. So, stop making excuses. Stop dwelling on your failures. Learn from them, grow from them, and then move forward. Always forward. The path ahead is dark. It's treacherous, and it will demand everything from you. But if you are willing to pay the price, if you are willing to embrace the hardship, if you are willing to become the monster you fear, then you might just survive. You might just become strong. And in this world, that's the only thing that truly matters. Don't let anyone else dictate your worth. Don't let anyone else define your limits. Your strength comes from within. It's forged in the fires of your own resolve. It's honed by the challenges you overcome. So, embrace the grind. Embrace the pain. Embrace the darkness. Because it is in those very things that you will find your true power. You see those who are content, those who settle for mediocrity. They are already defeated. They have already lost the war before it even began. You are different. You have seen the abyss. You have felt the sting of weakness, and you have sworn never to return. That is the difference. That is your advantage. This journey is not about reaching a destination. It's about the transformation. It's about becoming someone who can stand against the tide. Someone who can face down their fears and emerge victorious. It's about building a self that is unbreakable, a self that is capable of anything. Think about what you want, truly want. Is it safety? Is it comfort? Or is it the power to shape your own reality? To stand tall in the face of any threat? If it's the latter, then you know what you have to do. There are no easy answers. There are only hard choices, and the willingness to make them. The whispers of doubt will always be there. The echoes of past failures will try to pull you down. Ignore them. They are the ghosts of your former self, trying to keep you tethered to your weakness. You are no longer that person. You are something more, something stronger. Every drop of sweat, every tear, every ache in your bones, it's all contributing to something greater. It's the foundation of your strength. It's the price of your power. Don't waste it. Don't let it be for nothing. Use it. Channel it. Transform it into an unstoppable force. When you're alone, in the dark, and you feel like giving up, remember this: you are not alone in your struggle. Every warrior, every champion, every legend, they all walked this path before you. They all faced the same demons, and they all found a way to overcome them. You can too. Don't be afraid of the fight. Don't shy away from the conflict. That's where you learn. That's where you grow. The true test of your strength isn't in victory. It's in your ability to rise after defeat, to get back up, even when every fiber of your being tells you to stay down. This isn't about being the best. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about constantly pushing your own boundaries. It's about never being satisfied with your current level of power. Complacency is the enemy of progress. Never forget that. You want to be remembered. You want to make a difference. Then you have to be willing to bleed for it. You have to be willing to sacrifice for it. Anything less is just a dream. And dreams don't change the world. Strength does. So train harder, push further, endure more. Because the world you want to live in, the world where you are safe, the world where you are respected, it doesn't exist yet. You have to build it. And you build it with your own power, with your own relentless will. Don't look for validation from others. Their opinions are meaningless. Your worth is determined by your own actions, by your own strength. Focus on what you can control, and that is your own growth, your own dedication. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon, a brutal, unforgiving marathon. And the finish line is always just out of reach. But that's the point. The pursuit itself is what makes you strong. The constant striving, the never-ending effort. That's the essence of power. Embrace the grind. Let it shape you. Let it forge you into something magnificent. Because on the other side of this struggle, on the other side of this pain, lies the strength you've always craved. And it will be all yours, earned, every single bit of it. So get up, wipe the sweat from your eyes, take a deep breath, and get back to work. The world won't wait, and neither should you. Your time is now. Make it count, or don't. The choice, as always, is yours. But know this. The weak will always be forgotten. The strong, however, will be remembered forever. Look at me. No, don't look away. You don't get to hide in comfort right now. You're here because something inside you knows you're wasting time, wasting potential, wasting days that will never come back. The world isn't against you. It doesn't care enough to be. That's the first truth you need to swallow. No sympathy, no applause. No one is coming to drag you out of mediocrity. If that hurts, good. Pain means you're still awake. You want results, but you still negotiate with your weakness. You still ask yourself, how much effort is enough? That question alone tells me everything. Enough is a word invented by people who quit early and then build philosophies around their failure. You don't need balance. You don't need motivation. You need obedience to your own standards. And right now, your standards are soft. Lock in. Not tomorrow. Not when conditions improve. Conditions never improve. You adapt or you get erased. Every second you hesitate, someone else is taking ground you'll never reclaim. The world rewards those who move first and think later, because action sharpens instinct. Sitting there overthinking isn't intelligence. It's fear wearing a disguise. Discipline isn't heroic. It's ugly. It's repetitive. It's lonely. And that's why most people don't have it. They want the image of power without the isolation it demands. They want respect without becoming someone worthy of it. Let me be clear. Nobody respects potential. Potential is just unused power, and unused power is worthless. You keep waiting to feel ready. That feeling is a lie. Readiness comes after action, not before it. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your habits. And your habits right now? They expose you. Late nights with no progress, empty scrolling, empty talk, empty plans. You say you're tired, but tired from what? Comfort exhausts you more than effort ever will. This world doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. You don't get points for trying, you get replaced. Every system you're part of, work, society, hierarchy, functions on utility. If you're not useful, you're invisible. And if you're invisible long enough, you start believing your life doesn't matter. That's not depression. That's reality giving you feedback. Isolation is not punishment. It's preparation. When you grind alone, you remove distractions, excuses, and witnesses. You stop performing and start building. No one needs to see you struggle. No one needs to understand you. The strongest moves are made in silence, because noise attracts parasites. Stay quiet. Let results speak in a language nobody can argue with. You think being alone makes you weak? No. Depending on validation makes you weak. The moment you stop asking for permission to be obsessed, you step into a different tier. Obsession isn't madness, it's clarity. It's knowing exactly what matters and burning everything else without remorse. This is where most of you fail. You want intensity without sacrifice. You want dominance without discipline. You want the crown without carrying the weight it crushes weak spines with. Power is heavy. If you're not strong enough, it will break you. That's why only a few are allowed to touch it. You say you want to grind, but you still protect your comfort like it's sacred. Comfort is the enemy wearing a familiar face. It whispers, "You deserve rest," when you've done nothing. It tells you, "Tomorrow is fine," knowing tomorrow is a myth. Kill that voice. Starve it. It only exists if you feed it. Harsh reality check. Nobody cares how hard your life was. Trauma doesn't make you special. Struggle doesn't make you chosen. What you do after suffering, that's the only thing that counts. Pain is common. Discipline is rare. That's the difference between the forgotten and the feared. You're not unlucky. You're undisciplined. You're not behind. You're unfocused. You don't lack time. You lack priorities. The moment you accept that, you regain control. Responsibility is power. The second you stop blaming the world stops controlling you. Lock in means you don't explain yourself anymore. You don't announce your plans. You don't seek approval. You move with intent, train with violence, and think with precision. Every day becomes a test, and you either pass or you adjust. No emotions, no drama, just execution. There will be days you hate the process. Good. That's the cost of becoming someone you've never been. You think the elite enjoy every moment? No. They endure what others avoid. They do the boring work, the painful work, the thankless work. And over time, that work compounds into authority. You want confidence? Earn it. Confidence without proof is arrogance, and not the useful kind. Real confidence comes from knowing you've survived hell you never talk about. It comes from looking in the mirror and knowing you didn't quit when it mattered. That kind of confidence doesn't need to speak. It radiates. Stop romanticizing struggle and start weaponizing it. Every failure is data. Every loss is information. Adapt faster. Move smarter. Become colder. Not cruel, controlled. Emotional people are predictable. Predictable people are easy to manipulate. Stay sharp. Stay unreadable. You don't need friends who understand you. You need standards that scare you. You need goals that make sleep feel optional. You need pressure. Diamonds don't form in comfort. And if you crack under pressure, you were never meant to shine. You were meant to shatter and be replaced. This path will cost you relationships. Let them go. Anyone who requires you to shrink so they can feel comfortable was never on your side. Lone wolves don't ask for permission. They don't explain why they're different. They just move, and the world adjusts around them. Grind alone, train in silence, build in the dark. When you finally step into the light, don't say a word. Let the shift in your presence answer every question they never asked. Let your results make them uncomfortable. Let your discipline expose their excuses. This isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about becoming dangerous to your old self. That weaker version of you should be scared. That's how you know you're evolving. If your past self recognizes you and feels comfortable, you're not moving fast enough. Lock in. No mercy for your excuses. No patience for your laziness. No sympathy for your fear. You either adapt to this world's cruelty and rise above it, or you get consumed by it and forgotten. Those are the only options. Choose, and then commit like your life depends on it. Because it does. Stay silent, stay relentless, and don't look back. You're still here. That already separates you from most. Not because you're special, but because quitting would have been easier. And easy paths attract weak minds. Now understand this clearly. There is no return point anymore. The moment you lock in, half commitment becomes betrayal. You don't get to flirt with discipline, you marry it. And marriage means sacrifice, daily, without applause. You don't need encouragement now. You need reinforcement. Because after the initial fire fades, all that's left is routine, and routine exposes who you really are. Anyone can be intense for a week. Anyone can feel unstoppable after a speech. But who are you when nothing is exciting? When progress is invisible? When effort feels pointless? That's where power is decided. This phase isn't cinematic, it's mechanical. You wake up, execute, repeat. No emotions, no hype, no self-talk. You move because movement is required. Motivation is irrelevant. Feelings don't dictate action. Standards do. If you're still waiting to feel like it, you're not locked in. You're just pretending. Let me tell you something brutal. Talent means nothing once the grind begins. Talent is a head start, not a guarantee. Discipline beats talent so often it's embarrassing. Raw ability collapses under pressure when it's never been forged in repetition. That's why naturally gifted people disappear while relentless ones dominate. The grind exposes frauds. You will reach a point where progress slows to a crawl, where results don't match effort, where it feels unfair. Good. That's the barrier most never cross. That's where the world filters out tourists from conquerors. If you stay consistent there, when nothing rewards you, you step into a different class entirely. You're going to lose parts of yourself. Your softness, your need to be liked, your tolerance for nonsense. Let them die. Weak traits don't evolve, they get shed. Growth isn't addition, it's subtraction. You become sharper by cutting away everything that doesn't serve your mission. Stop explaining your grind to people who don't grind. They'll never understand, and worse, they'll try to slow you down. Misery loves company, and average people hate reminders of what discipline looks like. Move quietly. Let them underestimate you. Being underestimated is leverage. You don't need external pressure anymore. You become the pressure. You wake up demanding more from yourself than anyone else ever could. No one can punish you harder than you punish yourself for slipping. That internal standard, that's real authority. When you can't escape accountability, even alone, you're dangerous. Sleep when it's earned. Rest when it's strategic. Comfort when it's deserved. Everything else is indulgence. You don't reward weakness. You correct it. You don't negotiate with bad habits. You eliminate them, ruthlessly, without ceremony. Understand this. The world is hierarchical, whether you like it or not. Someone always leads. Someone always follows. Neutral doesn't exist. If you're not climbing, you're declining. Standing still is a lie people tell themselves to feel safe while falling behind. You're not doing this to impress anyone. You're doing this to build leverage over your own life. Power isn't dominance over others. It's control over yourself. The ability to decide, execute, and endure without permission. Most people never experience that. They live reactive lives, responding instead of commanding. Isolation will deepen now. Fewer conversations, fewer distractions, fewer emotional attachments. That's not loss. That's focus. Loneliness is temporary. Regret lasts forever. Choose your pain wisely. There will be moments when the old you resurfaces. Nostalgia, doubt, the urge to slow down. Kill it immediately. The past version of you had its chance, and it failed. You don't owe it comfort. You owe the future version of you results. You're not becoming heartless. You're becoming precise. You're not losing humanity. You're shedding weakness. Compassion without strength is useless. Strength without control is chaos. You're forging both, whether it hurts or not. At some point, people will notice. Not because you announce it, but because your presence shifts. Your silence gets heavier. Your actions louder. They'll call it arrogance. Let them. That word is often used by people threatened by standards they can't meet. Never forget, the grind doesn't end. There is no final level where you relax forever. Power must be maintained or it decays. The moment you believe you've made it, you've already started falling. Stay hungry. Stay paranoid. Stay disciplined. You don't celebrate prematurely. You don't slow down after wins. Victories are checkpoints, not destinations. Acknowledge them briefly, then raise the standard again. Comfort after success is how empires collapse. This path will harden you. That's the point. Soft people break under reality. Hardened ones bend it. The world doesn't adapt to your feelings. You adapt to its brutality, or get crushed beneath it. Lock in deeper now. Fewer words, sharper focus, cleaner execution. Let days blur together in effort. Let weeks stack into momentum. Let months transform you into someone unrecognizable. And when you finally stand above where you started, don't look down with pride. Look forward with hunger. Because this isn't about reaching a peak. It's about becoming someone who keeps climbing when everyone else stops. No mercy for excuses, no tolerance for weakness, no retreat, only forward. I remember what it feels like to be weak. I remember the smell of the dungeon floor. I remember the taste of copper in my mouth. I remember looking up at monsters that were bigger, faster, and stronger than me, and realizing that I was nothing more than prey. I was the world's weakest. That was my title. That was my identity. And looking at you right now, I see the same thing. You were living your life like an E-rank hunter. You were walking into the dungeon of life with a dull blade and no armor, expecting to survive. You were expecting a handout. You were expecting a healer to patch you up every time you get a scratch. You were waiting for a high-ranking guild to come and carry you to the boss room. Nobody is coming. That is the first lesson of the system. In the double dungeon, when the statues started moving, when the god looked down at me with that twisted smile, nobody came to save me. I had to save myself, or I had to die. You are sitting there, comfortable, scrolling, wasting your life on things that do not matter. You complain that life is unfair. You complain that the quest is too hard. You complain that you're tired. It should be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would be a monarch. If it wasn't hard, the power would mean nothing. You want the strength? You want to stand above the rest? You want to command the shadows? Then you have to kill the weak version of yourself. You have to let that version die in the dungeon. Stop protecting your weakness. Stop coddling your laziness. You were holding on to your E-rank status like it's a security blanket. Let it go. Let's talk about the system. When I woke up in that hospital bed, I saw a screen. It gave me a list. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 10 kilometers. Every single day. It didn't ask me if I felt like doing it. It didn't ask me if my legs were sore. It didn't care if I was depressed, tired, or busy. It said, complete the quest or face the penalty. That is the secret you are looking for. There is no magic potion. There is no awakening that happens by accident. It is the ruthless, boring, repetitive grind of the daily quest. Most of you fail because you think you can negotiate with the system. You think you can skip a day. You think you can do 50 push-ups and call it good enough. The system does not care about your excuses. The world does not care about your potential. It only rewards results. You ask, why is it so heavy? Why does it hurt? Because you are leveling up. Growth is painful. Reawakening is violent. When you tear a muscle, it grows back stronger. When you break a bone, it heals harder. If you are not in pain, you are not growing. You are stagnating. You need to treat your life like a quest log. Your alarm clock is the start of the mission. Your workout is the instant dungeon. Your work is the boss fight. And if you fail, if you quit, then you get transported to the penalty zone. And let me tell you, you are already living in the penalty zone. Look around you. The mediocrity, the regret, the envy you feel when you see others succeeding. That is the penalty zone. You are running from giant centipedes of your own doubt every single day because you refuse to do the work. People ask me, isn't it lonely at the top? Yes, it is. But I would rather be lonely and strong than popular and weak. You are too concerned with the party. You are looking for teammates who will slow you down. You are looking for validation from people who haven't even awakened their own potential. Level up alone. Shut the door. Turn off the noise. Lock in. When you are grinding, when you are in the zone, you don't need a cheerleader. You need focus. You need to look at your goals with the intent to destroy. That project you have to finish? Slay it. That weight you have to lift, that doubt in your mind? Slaughter it. Stop waiting for help. This is your solo dungeon. And the beautiful thing about being a solo player is that you keep all the glory. You keep all the rewards. Every drop of sweat you invest comes back to you. They will call you obsessed. They will call you cold. They will say you've changed. Good. You are supposed to change. You are supposed to evolve. When I leveled up, my appearance changed. My height changed. My aura changed. People didn't recognize me. That is the goal. Work so hard that when people see you in 6 months, they have to check your ID because they don't believe it's you. Become unrecognizable. The dungeon break is coming. Life is going to break open, and monsters are going to pour out. Financial ruin, heartbreak, failure, sickness. The gates will open. Who will you be when the boss walks out? Will you be the civilian screaming for help, or will you be the hunter standing tall, dagger in hand, ready to fight? You have a power inside you that is sleeping, a shadow army waiting for a commander. But soldiers do not follow a weak leader. Your potential will not obey you until you command it. You have to scream at your own soul. Arise. Arise from your sleep. Arise from your comfort. Arise from your excuses. You think I got here by luck? I died. I died 100 times in those dungeons. I fought when my arm was broken. I fought when I was out of mana. I fought when the system told me it was impossible. Impossible is just another quest. The difference between a monarch and a statue is the will to move. You are a statue right now. You are frozen in fear. You are stone. The world is cruel? Good. The odds are against you? Perfect. It hurts? Excellent. Use that pain. Store it in your inventory. That pain is your currency. Buy your strength with it. I want you to look in the mirror today and see the truth. Stats: strength, low. Agility, low. Intelligence, low. Admit it. And then, start the grind. 1 rep, 1 page, 1 step. Level up. Do not stop until you stand at the peak. Do not stop until the world trembles when you walk into the room. Do not stop until you can look at the abyss and the abyss looks away first. The gate is open. The timer is ticking. Your daily quest has begun. What are you going to do? Cower or conquer? There is a king inside of you, but he's sleeping in the darkness of your laziness. Waking him up will be the hardest thing you ever do. It will cost you everything. It will cost you your comfort, your free time, your old friends, your old self. But the view from the throne, it is worth it. So I command you, not as a hunter, not as a friend, but as the one who knows what you are truly capable of. Wake up, stand up, arise. They called you weak so many times. Eventually, you started whispering it to yourself. I know that feeling. I lived in it. Every time people looked at me, they already had a verdict waiting. Weakest hunter alive, useless, pathetic, a burden that needed protection. They looked at me and saw someone already defeated before the battle even started. That's how it begins. Not with failure. Not with pain, not even betrayal. It begins the moment you accept the role the world gives you. The weak one, the side character, the person everyone overlooks because they think they've already measured your limits. And little by little, your spirit starts dying quietly, while the world keeps moving like you never mattered at all. But listen to me carefully. The people laughing at you right now, the people doubting you, the people underestimating you, they're making the same mistake they made with me. They judge power by what they can see. They don't understand what happens inside someone who has suffered long enough. They don't understand what darkness creates. They don't understand what happens when a person loses everything and stops fearing pain. That's where monsters are born. Not in comfort, not in talent, not in praise, in suffering. You think I became strong because I was chosen? No. I became strong because I had no choice. Every dungeon I entered felt like a death sentence. Every mission reminded me how powerless I was. I watched stronger people treat me like I was disposable. I watched fear control my entire life. And eventually, something inside me changed. I got tired of being helpless. That's the moment everything begins. The moment you stop asking life to be easier and start deciding you'll become harder to break. Most people never reach that point. The second life becomes painful, they retreat. They negotiate with suffering. They search for comfort, excuses, distractions, anything to escape the pressure. But pressure is what reveals who you really are. While everyone else was running from pain, I walked directly into it. Again, and again, and again, until fear stopped controlling me. That's the transformation nobody talks about. Real power isn't built when life feels good. It's built when your mind wants to quit, but you force yourself to keep moving anyway. That's what changes you. Not physically, mentally. Once your mind survives enough hell, fear loses its grip on you, and a person without fear becomes dangerous. You want to know why most people stay weak? It's not because they lack talent. It's because they protect their comfort more than their future. They want respect without sacrifice, victory without discipline, strength without suffering. Impossible. You cannot become powerful while holding on to the mindset that keeps you weak. Something inside you has to die. The version of you addicted to excuses, the version waiting for motivation, the version begging for validation from people who don't even respect themselves. That version cannot survive if you truly want power. I learned that in silence, because darkness changes you. People think becoming cold means becoming cruel. They're wrong. Coldness is what happens when disappointment teaches you self-reliance. When betrayal forces you to stop depending on people emotionally. When loneliness stops hurting and starts sharpening you. That's why silence became addictive to me. Because in silence, there's no lies, no fake support, no distractions. Just you, facing the brutal truth about who you are. Most people avoid that truth forever, because the truth is terrifying. You are capable of becoming far more than the person you are today. But reaching that version of yourself requires war, not comfort. War against weakness. War against distraction. War against your own mind every single day. Every hour you waste doubting yourself, someone else is building discipline. Every day you delay your growth, someone else is becoming stronger. And one day you'll look around wondering why life keeps passing you by, without realizing you were the one standing still the entire time. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation disappears when emotions change. Discipline remains even when you're exhausted, even when you're angry, even when nobody believes in you. I didn't become stronger because I always felt confident. Most days I was terrified. Most days I was exhausted, but I kept moving anyway. That's the difference. Anybody can move forward when they feel inspired, but very few people can continue when everything inside them wants to stop. That's where evolution happens. In the lonely mornings, in the painful repetition, in the invisible work nobody applauds. Everybody wants transformation. Nobody wants the isolation that creates it. But isolation is where weak thoughts die. It's where excuses sound pathetic. It's where you either confront yourself honestly or remain average forever. You want respect? Learn how to function under pressure. You want confidence? Keep promises to yourself consistently. You want power? Learn how to suffer without collapsing emotionally. Because life does not reward fragile minds. The world tests you constantly. Your patience, your discipline, your endurance, your emotional control. And every single time you choose growth over comfort. You evolve in ways people can't immediately see. That's why your pain matters right now. This frustration you feel, this anger, this loneliness, this pressure crushing your chest, good. Use it. Stop trying to escape the fire. Let it forge you into something stronger. I turned weakness into evolution. You can too. But only if you stop running from suffering. Only if you stop waiting for the perfect moment. Only if you finally decide that your future matters more than your comfort. Because eventually there comes a point where talking means nothing anymore. No more motivational speeches. No more fantasies. No more pretending you'll change someday. Just action. Brutal. Consistent. Relentless action. The kind that changes your identity permanently. And understand this clearly. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends. Not society. Not luck. If your life changes, it will happen because you changed. Because one day you finally became tired of your weaker self. One day you finally chose discipline over excuses. One day you stopped needing applause to stay committed. That's when the shift happens. Quietly, you start thinking differently, walking differently, responding differently. Your presence changes, not because you became louder, but because your mind became sharper, colder, focused, like a weapon finally understanding its purpose. And suddenly the same people who ignored you start watching you carefully. Because disciplined people carry pressure with them. You can feel it. The energy of someone who has survived hell and came back stronger instead of bitter. That energy cannot be faked. It's earned. Through sacrifice. Through pain. Through repetition. Through surviving nights that almost destroyed you mentally. That's what creates monsters. Not anger. Control. So, if you're struggling right now, good. This is not your downfall. This is your transformation. The weak version of you is dying. Let it die. Because the person waiting on the other side of discipline, the version of you built through suffering, silence, and relentless self-control, is someone the world will never be able to ignore. And when that day comes, they won't recognize you anymore. Not because your appearance changed, but because you finally learned what happens when a human being stops fearing pain and starts using it as power. And once you reach that level, there's no going back. You start seeing the world differently. You stop reacting emotionally to everything people say. Insults stop affecting you. Doubt stops slowing you down. You realize most people speak from their own limitations, not yours. The weak will always fear disciplined people, because discipline exposes every excuse they hide behind. That's why your growth will make others uncomfortable. Your focus becomes a reminder of everything they refuse to become. You also begin understanding something dangerous. Confidence is not built from compliments. It's built from surviving situations you thought would destroy you. Every painful experience either hardens your mind or weakens it, depending on how you respond. Most people let suffering break their identity. But the moment you start using pain as training instead of punishment, you evolve faster than everyone around you. That's when fear starts disappearing. Because after surviving your darkest moments, ordinary problems no longer feel powerful enough to stop you. There will still be nights where your mind feels heavy, moments where exhaustion whispers that none of this is worth it. I know those moments well, but those are the moments that define everything. Because true discipline is revealed when motivation disappears completely. Can you still move forward when nobody is watching? Can you still fight for your future when results are invisible? Can you still believe in your evolution while the world sees no change yet? That is the difference between temporary ambition and unstoppable transformation. Understand this clearly. Your current self is not your final form. Too many people treat their weakness like it's permanent. It's not. Weakness is trained. Fear is trained. Doubt is trained. But discipline can also be trained. Power can be trained. Mental endurance can be trained. Every day you push beyond your limits. You rewrite your identity little by little, until one day the person you used to be feels unrecognizable. That's real evolution. Slow, painful, silent, but permanent. So from this moment forward, stop asking whether the path is hard. Of course it's hard. That's why most people never reach their potential. Ask yourself something more important instead. Are you willing to become someone greater than your current self? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for power? Are you willing to endure isolation, pressure, and pain long enough to transform completely? Because if the answer is yes, then keep moving forward no matter how slow the progress feels. Even shadows grow larger when they continue moving toward the light.